Generations of Mini models have made a virtue of their small size, but with this second generation version of the brand's Countryman crossover, the idea is to show that the marque can also produce a credible family-sized contender too. It's smartly turned out with some clever little features, plus there's the option of four-wheel drive and even plug-in hybrid power. In short, this car might surprise you.
Given this car's size and price, you'd expect it to be a more grown-up thing than the smaller Mini models, safer, more spacious and able to cover longer distances. But as any teenager will tell you, being grown-up can also mean being boring. So, does driving a Countryman really feel like driving a Mini? Well, set off down the road and first impressions are that to some extent it does. The ride is very firm, possibly too firm for some buyers, and you get this remarkably quick steering which immediately gives the car a keener feeling than you get with most crossover rivals. All four-wheel drive is optional, as is a Steptronic auto gearbox that features 8 speeds in most models. Engine-wise, most of the range is now made up of larger power plants than you might expect to find in a Mini. Specifically, that means the 2-litre diesel unit that you'll find in this 150 bhp Cooper D and in the 190 bhp Cooper SD variants, and the 2-litre petrol engine used in the 192 bhp Cooper S and 231 bhp John Cooper Works models. The only other option is to choose a derivative that uses the brand's 1.5-litre 136 bhp 3-cylinder petrol unit. Now that's found in the most affordable entry-level Cooper derivative, but it's also used in the sophisticated Cooper SE Countryman all-4 plug-in hybrid version, where it's mated to an 88 bhp electric motor, four-wheel drive and auto transmission. Most Countryman buyers, though, will, we think, prefer to stick with the Cooper D diesel derivative we're trying here, which in front-driven form manages 65.7 mpg on the combined cycle and 113 grams per kilometre of CO2. So, welcome to the largest and most versatile car Mini has ever brought us. Now, quite a few styling techniques are being used here to make this car still seem quite compact, but the truth is it's a significantly larger thing than before. The increased 4.3 metre length, leaving it 20 centimetres longer and 3 centimetres wider than the first generation model. Now that is enough to make it properly Qashqai sized and a credible contender at last in the volume part of the compact crossover segment. Time to take a seat up front, where, to be frank, it doesn't feel especially SUV-like in terms of either the decor or the raised seat positioning. Crucially, though, you do feel like you're in a Mini, which is all important if this Countryman is going to set itself apart from more ordinary rivals. Time to take a seat in the rear, which is a lot easier to do in this second generation Countryman than it was in the original model. The extra body length helps, obviously. And if you happen to be familiar with this model's predecessor, you'll appreciate the difference that makes to the amount of leg and knee room that you get here in the rear. Now, in truth, the old model wasn't really large enough to take a couple of adults comfortably in the back over long distances. This second generation car is, and that is a fundamental difference, enough, in fact, to make this Countryman the most credible family-sized car that Mini has ever made. So let's finish this section by taking a look in the boot, accessible on this particular car by an easy opener powered tailgate that you can activate with a wave of your foot beneath the bumper. That's if you're approaching the car with the key in your pocket and you're laden down with bags or something. Once the hatch is opened, 450 litre space is revealed. In summary then, though this Countryman might not be a perfect package, it can potentially be a very desirable one, providing you're prepared to spend in search of a satisfying spec. Once you've done that, there's a lot to like. Plug-in hybrid power is a strong option further up the range, and all the more conventional engines have something to be said for them too. In true Mini style, potential owners must still be people unafraid to fly in the face of convention. But if you are, then a bigger Mini adventure beckons.